Okay, let's go again. 2294. I think we'll play the. I was going to play that aggressive line with Bishop G5, but I'll try and keep the central tension going here, so I won't take on E5 until I'm forced to. Maybe I should have played actually Knight F3 here. The Queen could be harassed with takes, Knight C6, but maybe I've got Bishop B5 to avoid a tempo loss. I didn't want to block my F pawn, I suppose. I was a bit biased there, not playing at Knight F3. In this line, if that did happen, so ED, alright, it's not happening, so maybe, I don't know, Knight GE2 or H4 just to protect this bishop to avoid it being a tactical liability. Or Queen D2, I don't know actually. I'll try H4 just to surprise him, just protecting that bishop. So if H6, alright, now here maybe F3 is possible, because now I'm less concerned about ED in any case. So I just want to play Queen D2 and castles Queenside. I know I've left some dark square weaknesses behind. I'm hoping they won't be that significant. Okay, Queen takes it. So he's released that central tension. I guess I can just castle Queenside and change the nature of the plan now to focus on D6. I don't really want to give up the B2 pawn. So I'll change gear here for a D6 plan instead. Now Knight CE2 is sort of tempting, leaving the bishop on F1 at the moment. Then maybe, you know, Knight G3 is a reasonable move. I just really want to get my rooks, both of them on D6. So I think if I play Bishop E2, so I've got the potential coming up now to play doubling up rooks. I think I'll do that. Try and restrain black from D5 as well. Okay, a bit concerned about H4 being weak, but I'll play this in any case. Bishop E3. So maybe I'll play H5 next to make that pawn a bit securer. Also got the possibility now of Rook A4. Attacking that. So if B6, I don't know. I like first to use the pawns rather than pieces. So it seems a bit piecey without any pawn breakthroughs. If for example, Rook A4. Mind you, it is actually difficult to defend A7. If B6, Rook A7, if King B8, I can just take on A7. So maybe after this Bishop E3, in fact, Rook A4 is a major threat that black has to consider. If King B8, Rook A4, then I'm tempting a weakness, aren't I, with B6. If B6 happens, you know, then maybe mission accomplished. I just play H5. I guess black, though, once the rooks they come off, then D5 becomes possible for black, maybe to equalise quite easily. So I've got to be concerned about that. Here, I think Rook A4. There's Knight C5. Now, if it takes, well, I can win A7. I wonder how much out of balance the position will be. In fact, Rook A4. Maybe there's just A6. It's nothing. It's not a big deal. But in this position, I wonder F4, F5 is getting tempted and try and squash this bishop in. To prepare that, maybe Bishop G1 first, so there's no tempo gain with Knight G4. Actually, the H pawn is also en prise. Okay, first H5, then I think something like Bishop G1 with the potential threat of F4 and F5. So that looks good. Yeah, so we can get to kind of play Bishop G1. I'm glad I noticed that H pawn. It would be sad to lose that because it would have been attacking the knight, so I couldn't have taken on D6 in any case. So that's pretty important. Okay, potentially f5 is weakened by that move, but he has stopped f4. So there's a bit of positional damage in effect to stop f4. So can I just like play knight f1 and try and maybe g4 and reroute the knight again, knight g3 to f5? I think that might be an interesting idea now, just to try and highlight the f5 square. But I don't want d5 happening, so I wonder about a4 here. But then c5, but then d5 would be a bit weaker. So a4 seems tempting, but I'm worrying now about c4 actually. I've just noticed c4. So maybe I should stop a knight coming to c4. I'll play b3. Okay, so getting some dynamic play with f5. Maybe I'll just drop this bishop back to avoid it being in the way of anything. Or being a tactical target to knight g4s later. So now I wonder actually about a4 again, because this bishop's nice on that diagonal. There's also, I mean, the liberating d5 at any time, or c5 to be concerned about. But yeah, I'm going to chuck in a4. I'm going to dare to chuck that in. Okay, there's a slight concession again for black. b6 a bit more vulnerable. Maybe another little move, bishop f2, just to go to e1 to see if I can tie this rook, a rook down to a5. I'm not worried at the moment about knight g4. Maybe I should have been. Should be. In fact, oh, I'm glad the bishop's actually supporting c3. Okay, now I can go back to d3, but it's getting a bit tricky. If the knight goes back, maybe I'm going to have to accept a draw by repetition soon after knight e5, rook d4, knight f7. Oh dear. I've just noticed though, almost there would have been possibility of rook d6 in some of the other variations. This knight remains a liability, so how about just ef or even g4? Trying to seal that f5 square. I think g4. So I can try and get in this knight e3 or g3 to f5. Although I've weakened now a bit the e5 square, so it's not particularly brilliant. How about bishop g3 actually? Nice pin on that d6. Maybe I should actually take that. It's a bit of a compromise. Just to be able to play knight e3 to f5 finally. Okay, I'll unpin there. Oh dear, so I've just managed to, no, nearly lost the pawn, not quite. Go back to doubling on d6. So pressure's now been exerted. I'll try and keep things solid. Nope, just drop g4, ouch. Okay, I guess I better take that and try and regain the pawn. Maybe knight g3 to f5, trying to block black's protection, but he's got rook f4. Okay, here I'll have a pin on the rook anyway. Takes bishop rook f3. So I think I'm regaining my pawn. Just bishop d5 c4. So I've regained my pawn. Let's try and bring the king in. Okay, an isolated pawn coming up. If we bring the king into d4 to e5. Okay. Maybe I can get away with, I don't know, let's see what black's doing here. Not doing much. I'll throw this move in. Okay, now I can try and win pawn here. Okay, I've got outside pass pawn. So I can take on d5, I think, drive the king back a bit. Okay, has he got time to do this? Yes, he has. Oh God. So this check wasn't that brilliant. Oh. difficult. We're 6 seconds left. Not a game I'm very proud of, but you can tell there was a lot of plan switching there at various stages, and I should have probably just taken the draw in the end. There wasn't much real advantage there, so there's just time pressure win basically in the end. But there were some exciting moments there, I think. Losing that pawn but regaining it now with this idea of knight g3 to f5. Unless he played rook f4, it was difficult after this not to lose the pawn back. Please leave any comments or questions on YouTube. Thanks very much.